Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me? I'm Leon the pig farmer, and I'm coming from Mosley at the Vale. Before I start, can you please be aware that there will be swearing? So if you've got kids, do a little bit of this. And there will be a little bit around being nuts and going through a mental health journey. So yeah, you've been warned, but I'll try and make it as fun as possible. Okay, big shout out to everybody out there. I've done the warning bits. Let's get on with it. This first one I'm going to do is 2 back to back, and it's called Diamond Pleaser, and it's called Occupational Health Terrorist, which I've seen a few people. And I'll go back to back, see how it goes, and yeah, let's take it from there. There's smiles on all 3 faces. It looked like I held all aces. There was truth and torture hid behind, and I never showed it in public signs. I was a jack of clubs in years gone by, and a jack of hearts till the day I die. Avoid the joker, deal your hand, and I still remain the one-man band. I've been called a king, I let it shine. No need to own or take as mine. A queen to hold, but no jewels to keep, and the nights I have can make me weep. So I count 1 to 10 on both my hands, but 4 exist in high demand. The shuffle done, take what you're given. No room, remember, life's for living. And players take cards, life deals him, and I must decide which play will win. A spade's a spade, do I call their bluff, and do I cash in chips when things get rough? And have I come up trumps, forced a hand, or do I follow suit or place demands? Stack the deck, load the dice, 'cause poker faced. See, I ain't that nice. And can I lay these cards upon the table, 'cause I need this trick to keep me stable? Can I find that ace tucked up my sleeve, the card stacked against, but I still believe? So again, I count 1 to 10 on both my hands, but 4 exist in high demand. The shuffle's done, take what you're given. No room, remember people, life is for living. Because I went to see an occupational health therapist who turned out to be the occupational health terrorist. They said, let's go back to your childhood. Can we start when you were young? Now, did you get on with your father? I said, no, I just lived with my mum. So could this be the start of your issues, or is there something more? Are you the eldest, youngest, stuck in the middle? I said, can we just get to the core? There's no sibling issues or rivalry, and there's a fella that stepped right in. But I did jump ship at 17 for work, not run from kin. Is there anything that stands out? Is there particular times that scare you? I said it was the army, not fucking Pontins. There was gunshots, mortars, malaria. And I did walk a blue line for solace because I needed a brand new chapter. And I pushed my boundaries too far, and it's not all happy ever after. So what's the cause of your satire? Are you a chancer, sinner, or a drinker? I said, to be honest, I'm partial to the ladies, but it's the anxiety because I'm a thinker. She told me she's a toothless tiger and that she'll put her pen to paper. Keep doing what the doctors tell you, take the pills and I'll see you later. Well, I walked out with my boxes ripped open. There was no penny or a quarter mil. She said, go find your answers in Walks and Dreams. Au revoir, c'est la vie. Next in. Thank you. That's the first 1 or 2 that are out of the way. Yeah, it's a year today since I started citralopram. So there's an anniversary in itself. Not being a stoic northern bullshit bloke or who I was. Now turned to therapy and medication and talking. So yeah, that started my journey with this. So I will know without any delay, I'm going to go on to the next 2, which is Even a Monkey Falls from a Tree and followed by The Devil. And for this one, a big shout out to those, because I know someone is listening in Japan. They've got up at 3 in the morning for this. So anyone else, my mates that are going to look at this later at 7 o'clock in the evening, you've got no excuse. So get turned into it. Get it shared. Okay, so they go like this. There's the geezer with a long leather coat, a red paisley bandana covering his throat, a tilted trilby eye so vicious, and he's lurking in the corner of my subconscious. He sees a waiter to the world and my emotional dysfunction. He's serving ready meals to my personal destruction. I accept his twisted, malevolent suggestion, and I dine on guilt and a bottle of correction. But why did I let him decide and wait for the bill to restore my pride? You see, the menu reads like an old damaged story with every attempt to remove life's glory. But this is Twilight Crazy Town. Why should I pay with my voice and sound? I dig deep and I delve for me 9 out of 10. It's the 3 chords feelings to thoughts to actions, and I win. So I stop and I reflect, and I don't collaborate or even reject. I'm intrusive. I ask my thoughts why, and I don't contemplate or listen to lies. Did they serve you? Did they get in the way? Did they deserve you? Can those thoughts stay? So don't be ashamed of what you've done. Be punching proud of what you've become. See, I confronted stories of a tiger and hunter, of milk and honey, and they made me wonder. Pauper farmer, his broken son, and those of wild horses, and what the army has done. I'll fall paper into fighter planes because they're flying fucks to help, not blame. And I won't let the cash cow grind me down. I'm going to take back my orb and this thornless crown. I'll pour water on your flames of suppression. I'll pour petrol on hope so you burn with passion. I'll restore cracks with glistening gold. You're a unique history and a story to be told. You see, this reaper sits with a rusty blade. He's frowning and cowering because our futures are made. So here is a message that I give to you. Japanese bit coming up. Saromo kikara achiru. Because even a monkey falls from a tree. Yeah, everyone can mess up. Even my monkey fell from a tree. Even I fell from a tree. Because then I took on the devil. Because my heart is now presented without a black and tortured soul. And I'm instructing Lucifer, go and ride on home. I'll unhinge, remove myself from the ebony cross. I'll extract those nails one by one, and my hands will be held aloft. So come on then, Diablo, let your dog off the leash. I'll stare into its gaping jaws and I'll break its frigging teeth. My black sheep fingers are burnt. They're still placed on a trigger. So you're a darkened silhouette and you're a lonely standing figure. So there you stand, old Nick. I ain't afraid of this. I'm going to grip you. I'm going to choke you. And I'm going to silence your snake hiss. I'm going to escort you from my party and vanquish you because it's my life. And you think that you can extinguish my candle in the night? Well, here we are, darkened prince. You think you can shine brighter? No, I'm the fierce dog now. I'm a battler and I'm a fighter. And I will not be imprisoned or suffering a golden silence. These cemetery gates are ripped open. And I'm going to dance without a shyness. So here we are now, Baphomet. You've played your final ace. I'm healing. You're deceiving. I spit in your frigging face. Thank you. So, yeah, normally I'd have a little wander now, but I'm going to have a cup of tea. The next two I'm going to do is called Stranded, and the beat goes on. And the first one is about the hills, which are just over there, not quite in view. It's Saddleworth Moor. And I was walking up the hills one day and a helicopter flew over. Now, the topography around here is very similar to Fork Hill in South Armagh. And I shit myself, basically. I had a flashback. Being an ex-squaddy, I thought, yeah, I'm back in Armagh here. And I used every single CBT tool I had in my box to stop myself from having a panic attack. And the first bit's about that. And the second bit is when I went home and had a nightmare, and basically how I've got around it. And it finishes off with a little tip of the hat to Manchester in 1996. So yeah, first one Stranded, and the second one I'm going to do back to back is The Beat Goes On. I'm stranded on a newfound path. It's a short, sharp reminder of the aftermath. You see, the helicopter hovered in burnt peat hills, so stop the toxic, traumatic treadmill. There's a castle and a quarry and a reservoir. It's reminiscent of the Romeos in South Armagh. And I drop and I drift to a rancid reflection, and it's time to decide with identity correction. There's smoke screens and mirrors and a voice to muzzle, but the jigsaw pieces will solve the puzzle. So I look straight down. The boots are brown, and I pivot to that lens. There's no sniper found. I'm handrailing fences free from wires. There's no 3-coloured cloth to fuel the fire. I'm hands-free, not shackled to metal, and the weight on my shoulders is light as a petal. There's no chimp on my back to make me crack, no smile from a joker to cut the slack. There's no wait out call from another mum's sons, and the hills don't have eyes. I'm back to the old wooden ones. So I escape and I look to the white rose land. There's no threat or thirst or hate demands. I jump my shoulders, I jump the ditch. I murder the miles and I forget the itch. You see, I'm safe in the thought of the peed on ashes. I challenge the ground and the Indian's feathers. You see, the skeleton ghost that's turned me to stone is now giving me the keys to live and learn. Because the beat goes on. Because the beat must go on. Because the shapeshifters lingered on the stairs and they crawled the walls. Now I don't care. Techno filled my darkened room, but now I dance to my own tune. There was a silent disco in my head, and it pumped and it thumped in me dank rank bread, and a sugar coated little dancer flipped me over to a new beat master. There's 28 little ones lying in the bed. Roll over, the demon said. See, I stamped my foot, I cleared the clouds, and there's no more dreams when I'm dressed in shrouds. The doctor and the medics, they suggested more, but I ain't no pill-popping pharmacy whore, and I want to alight the prescription train and board one soulful, avoid the rain. I'm cutting and pasting all my signs. I'm juggling the jingles in my mind. I changed the reel to suit the suitor. I'm going to bring it all back to a brand new juncture. You see, I'm going to show you a circle with a cross. It's a 4-track single that explains my loss. A grounding mantra on side B, and on side A you can smell the sleeve. There's a melancholy tune to hide the tears, and I beat the fun drum to please my peers. I sold the anthems belonging to me, but now I'm going to reclaim my identity. So restart my heart with about 120, cause staying alive, cause in life there's plenty. Press me chest, feel the beat. You see, I'm that red post box on Corporation Street. You can bomb, you can shoot, you can mortar, you can even spit on me, and I will never admit defeat. Thank you. Woo, that was a bit heavy. Okay, sticking with the sort of mental health theme, really. And I wanted to do that partly because a lot of people are probably suffering at the moment. We're in a crazy time of isolation, so those people that need to get out, fresh air, as the doctor and nurses ordered, like they did with me, are probably finding it a little bit difficult with the restricted movements that they can have. But my message is to you is, use that hour or whatever, keep away, but get out and get the fresh air. We're in a brilliant time of spring here, and it'd be a shame not to go out and experience what's going out in the world with lower carbonisation, the sky's being blue. So yeah, go out and do it. Don't just hollow up. That's all I can say on that, really. But these next two is about me coming out on the other side, and the first one is called The Anniversary, and I've noticed someone's put on a happy Citrala Pramiversary. Lauren Massey, thank you very much. Yeah, it is a year today. The 20 milligrams are working fine, I think, as well as the walking and this writing, which I started probably about 10 months ago. So thank you very much for that. Everyone else saying hi. Richard Dilks, .right. Richard Dilks, Shine 20. Yeah, mate, I'm going to be there if it's on. So the comedy mod. That's not a bad one, is it? If you want some comedy, I'll put some comedy ones in at the end. So yeah, I'll do some funny ones then. But I just want to get this message across, really, of where I am with it being the birthday of make me going a bit balmy. So yeah, without further ado, this is Willow, The Anniversary, and it's followed by The Beast. Whew. I was a willow, masquerading as an oak. Black charred branches, a fragile cloaking on the misty dawn of discontent. I ran up hills backwards to jump a fence. See, there's no confidence in confidentiality. I jumped into a wormhole to see serenity. You were a propaganda puppet in a pantomime. You kissed rusty pawned-off rings that you still hide behind. A hollow measurement and a burden to all, but I was prime real estate and I took the fall. I sold rationale in a state of panic and I bled from my femur while in a straight jacket. I rearranged tasteless, forgotten files. I incubated hurt that bubbled inside. You see, Victor, he told the tales and stories, but I was flat back four and the guardian of fake glories. And I went in search of reverberating sounds. I fell to my knees and I kissed the ground. I wanted surface tension and surface noise and to feel that texture of broken toys. I'm protons. I'm neutrons, but I was controlled by morons. I had Samaritans on speed dial for someone to call on. But I boarded that plane to a prescribed paradise, and I took the chance to reboot my mind's eye. I was a vacuous paint pot oozing black. My life was inverted. I was madder than Max. I sped on through that debris and damage. I was a juggernaut towards the marauding miscarriage. But I threw the magic sequel 6, and I percolated hate held in my fist. I avoided the parables of pain and persecution. I'm now strong as an ox. It's time for my revolution. Because the beast's out of its cage. You see, the beast has now fled that flaming forest, its eyes ablaze from a life so torrid. There's no option but to smash the glass and raise alarms from my painful past. See, I was caught in a trap without limbs tied, and a golden padlock suppressed the cries. A poisoned dart can't stop this rage, because I've got no fear of that cancerous cage. A hostile haven, I've seen it all before, looking for scapegoats and a route from the door. See, there's no macropod to purge in poison courts. There's no evolution or lessons learnt. But you skulk and hide in your bed of bracken. Are you capable of letting justice happen? Search your soul with more than a cheap frisk. You want to chase this game? Have you assessed the risk? Sanctuary sought in a dusty plain. It's a desolate desert in a crying game. The balance of power will shift to prey. So stand your ground and avert and remain. See, there's no shark's fin to raise alarms. No hyena's laugh to praise or charm. If surprise fails, there'll be a chase. It's power versus agility on this undulating course. You see, I head to the hills in survival migration. I cowered in a cave of ethical hibernation. I escaped the cauldron by skin of teeth. So know with remorse or guilt, how do you sleep? See, my beast is now tame in a harness of hate, and its only roar is to your hunter's bait. My chameleon's colours no longer correspond to the fiery furnace where you belong. Thank you very much. Right. We're on 18 minutes, which basically means I'm running well over because I'm talking in between quite a lot. So, evening to all people that are coming in with some comments. My mum is out there, so hello Liz and hello Ken. Funnily enough, this next one's about you two, and it's about the person who procreated with my mum, the sperm donor, and decided he wanted a child, and then later on in life decided he didn't. So this is about that. So a big shout out to any single parents or any other step parents, or basically if you're still together after all years and you brought up some great children, then hats off to you as well. So it goes like this. She brought us in at the pink light. She comforted my first booze puke. You see, she put food on the table and she then stood in your shoes. She made Christmas special, birthdays, Easter too. Summer holidays were memorable, but where the hell were you? You see, she was the best job juggler and the spinner of fragile plates. She found money to save up so I could join the 80s craze. My first football boots, my educational uniform, but her greatest gift was to vocal and not to frigging conform. You see, she stood proud like a lioness in a jungle of hopeless fools. She built a council castle so that we could rule. She knitted me social awareness and supported me vinyl survival. She even bought me a book on the birds and the bees through blindness or just sheer denial. And she created a suit of armour and a shield to cope. But if you swore or were a bugger, yeah, she'd wash your mouth with soap. But she nursed and then she built us and she let lessons teach. When I boarded my first train for the army, yeah, she was there to weep. But you, dickhead. See, I only remember you vaguely. You're like a distant ghost. It's when I look in the mirror that I'm haunted the most. See, it's like a 7-year itch, but only one that you can scratch. I'm branded, I'm discarded, and I'm put onto the reject batch. But you see, I built a bridge, and I walked over halfway, but you morphed into Usain Bolt as equals. I couldn't make you stay. See, I walk with a ghetto blaster, because I know it's not me to blame. You skulk and hide in your Walkman world. Moving house couldn't hide your shame. See, I walk with a ghetto blaster. You said, I know it's not me to blame. And you skulk and hide in your Walkman world. Moving house wouldn't hide your shame. See, that's the bit. Moving house wouldn't hide your shame. But you see, I'm a vintage corduroy baker boy. You're a kiss me quick mess. I'm a velvet collared Crombie. You're a shitty rain Mac at best. I walk in Dr. Martens, you know better than a hobnail boot. You see, I'm tailoring a MacArthur tartan, and you wouldn't fit in my birthday suit. Did you hear that? You wouldn't fit in my birthday suit. You see, I'm a true reflection of this protective peridot woman, because without her loving safety net, these words, they wouldn't be woven. Because Dennis, you're a menace. Elizabeth is queen. She's always been there for me. You've been nowhere to be seen. Dennis is a menace and Elizabeth is queen. The old man's been there for me. You've been nowhere to be seen. Dennis, you're a menace. Elizabeth, she's queen. My stepdad's been there for me. Mate, you don't even make my dreams. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go back on to stuff around having a meltdown. This one's called Parole. And it's one which is on an EP that I've got going with Sachiko, my partner. Partner in life, partner in creation, music, and who is an absolutely talented multi-instrumentalist and musician. And we have a band called The Dirt, and we're on Bandcamp, The Dirt 71. This EP is No More Moves. If you like psychedelic loop guitars, go and check it out. Or look at my page, Leon the Pig Farmer, and you'll see it all linked in there where I'm pushing it to hell. So if you buy it, especially on Friday, Bandcamp aren't taking any charges. So, yeah, it all goes, so it's better. But this is called Parole. I was a light-footed tiptoe man. I was the bannerman of all hope. I flew in reverse, avoided the rope. A life raft shaky and deflated, an ego that was self-created. A fifth gear, a steam machine, a psychologist stamp and dream. See, I was great getting in, shit getting out, twisters, hurricanes, electric clouds, rain and sun all in a day, no pot of gold, yeah, the rainbow's grey. So why did I sit in an empty room? The lights are off, I'm holding balloons. Why do I stand on a rocking chair? A blanket discarded with a chill in the air. You see, I am the man in the mirror. I am a self-deceiver. I was a destiny creator and I was a frigging self-hater. Yes, socially responsive. No, surging negative. Master of self-flagellation, convictions for manipulation. See, I wore a plastic veil to hide the stare. I stood in the hall, the badger's lair. I climbed the trees, I lay in the hay. This was a schoolboy error for the price I paid. I was sentenced to gutters with time served. A 1 in a million, the door is jarred. Tectonic shudders set me free, but they let me breathe and made me believe. You see, I'm leaving this Hibernian land. I'm treading in grains of volcanic sand. Do you know there's only a space and a comma between man's laughter and man's slaughter? You see, I am the whisper man. There's no more catch me if you can. I'm no longer the theatre projectionist. There's no smoke and mirrors or blue mist. Because I am the man in the mirror. I am the self-deceiver. Yes, a destiny creator, and I was a frigging self-hater. Yeah, socially responsive. No, surging negative. Master of self-flagellation, convictions for manipulation. See, I can see your bulging eyes of confusion, misunderstanding my recent corrosion. The lock is broken, the chain's removed. The storm has passed, I've got naught to prove. So you go ahead and scream your sirens, flash blue lights, you hide behind them. Go blow your whistle and muster your troops. You see, people look different when they're speaking the truth. Thank you. Okay. Sorry I keep shipping tea because your voice goes a bit, but yeah. Thank you for the veil for letting me have a bit of lemon and ginger as well. And I'll give that as a shout out to Global Grooves and the Veil for letting me come down here, walk across the valley, and do this half an hour to 40 minutes, depending if there's people still listening, and I'll carry on. So, yeah, these next two are called The Bully, which again is on the Dirt EP album. Let's plug with me and Sachiko, who's hopefully still listening in Japan. So, and the next one is called The Cuckoo. So this is a little one, two of them where two things that got me angry in life. It's coming. I can feel it. You're coming. And I know it. So what are you going to choose this time? See, I was doing all right, feeling just fine. You think you can win? I think not. You're trying your best to prove what? You get in my head, make me worthless, and you'll soon get tired of this trespass. So come on then, let me see you, because it's my kingdom where I rule. You'll get weak and retreat. You'll go lick your wounds in defeat. Well, here you are. I've not missed you, because you're pulling those strings. That's what you do. Sweating, pumping, aching, hurt, grinding, clenching, and kicking up dirt. But is that all you've got, my old foe? You see, I'm stronger now, didn't you know? I've got an army and weapons to slay you, and a clearer mind to see through you. So that's it. Run off, cowardice. You see, I'm not drawn in by your temptress. My heart rate's down. I'm intact. No pain or guilt. And I won't crack. I can see you lurk, waiting in shame. I can feel you dwelling there to gorge on pain. You see, every day's a battle. I know the score. See, I'm in for the long haul. I'm in for the war. And I'll wait for your next invasion. My armour shines bright. There's no diversion. I'm calm. I'm relaxed. I'm placid. You're evil. You're toxic. You're rancid. You're a bully. And you, my friend, are a cuckoo. Yep. Because you're hankering for my riches, but you've never worn my rags, and you want to feel my freedom. You want to try carrying my bags, and you're harbouring my histories without ever living in my past. Take my hand now, Sonny Jim. I'm going to lead you down the garden path, and you want to wear this cotton that's covering my back. Your lies wouldn't wash this side of the tracks. And you want to walk and wander in my shoes in the day, but you couldn't sleep at night if you had to guard my Gothic gates. And you want to relive my memories without the dancing to me tune. You couldn't sail my ship or navigate my supermoon. You see, I'm not a tribute train set or a thunder stealer. You're not a dodger who's artful or a melody maker. I'm a stitch in time that saves nine. I'm the bridge to brotherhood. You're a shoe shop of charades, selling should, woulda, could. You see, there is no mirror life for the steps I took. So you go write a postcard, and I'm going to fill a frigging book. Thank you. Okay, we're getting through them. I've got two more of the official set left, and I'm waiting to see if there's any more comments coming up, but I can't scroll on here to see who's talking down the bottom. But if you are, nice for you to drop in. These next two, someone put on here, didn't they, about being a mod, a comedy mod. Right, okay. I don't know whether that's like I'm a comedy mod because of the clobber I'm wearing that's funny, or whether I'm a comedy mod because what I'm saying is funny and I look like a mod. Either way, well, fuck it. So these two are tram wines, and it's a lift from something I did of the trip into town, what I saw once when I was observing, and also of the toilet walls and the pier hat. So all these words that I'm going to say in these two are not mine. I'm not responsible. So whatever was said on the tram, it's their words. Whatever's on the toilet walls and the pier hat, it's their words. I just took them and put them into a rhyming form. Shit the bed. What was that? There's so much off the wall natter. We said, you never heard of a diplodocus? So I only boarded the pink line to get to town because it's the closest. Called the cops, I'm off me chops, came from a mobile device, and his mate was barred from Facebook for posting pictures of his hairy arse. There was discussions about Chewbacca. Is it a dick or a dog's red rocket? And why does a girl's makeup run but stays on your clothes when you wash it? There was debates about Jeremy or Boris, like deciding to be burnt or hung. And a young musical prodigy cup overflows while announcing good singers die young. An art student says he's not part of culture, and it currently isn't his time, while his mates sit bored taking selfies and then they jump on another tram line. The girls, they're talking Leeds Festival and talk about letting their hair down. But Glasgow, that's the one to name check, but it's just too far to trek down south. Or they didn't have a ticket. But I jib off board at Market Street and I crap through the gardens to the station, and the only conversation that I experience is their choice of particular libation. Well, down at Piccadilly there's a moody side, 'cause dog eat dog is prowling inside. He's knocking hard on Rapunzel's door and she's retracting her hair from this dirty 54. His sidekick Zebedee is on his toes and dilated, and this frigging crank should be castrated. He says he's a party geezer from 80s rave while he's clutching 2 peanuts in a rusty suitcase. Duracell Dave's got his blag and swag, his AAA service that oozes from his bag. Crackpipe Carol, brown foil Phil, the sweating and shaking, they just run from the bill. Clayton Chris, he stinks a piss. Haltown Hazel, mopping up jizz. Droylsden Donna, she's Larry and gold, and Audenshaw Andy compliments her painted toes. See, this is 2 tram lines with contrasting stories. A diverse theatre celebrates Manchester's glories. A 3-zone play of beggars and believers, the yellow submarines of the New Age script writers. So then I go to the Pier Act, which may I say, thank you very much to all the promoters that put me on at gigs there. And it's a cracking place. If you've ever been, get into it. And it goes like this. The Pier Act, it's a universe centre. It's even got a satellite moon called Atmar. Quirky vibes and cosy corners, alley rats, vinyls and basement dwellers. There's Dutton, he smells of cheese, and Carlu C and ex-Tuesday. Andy paved the greatest store and someone else loves Hitler's war. Lee's disgraced, Carlos a dog. Joey did nothing wrong. Poppy's a slag and Mars loves Emma, respect a woman and kill a predator. Well, I'm informed to live, laugh, love, and to put seeds in their skull. Then I'm told someone can't cook, there's another dirty bastard fucking a duck. There's a post to get new metal back, and 4 spare change you can fill loose crack. Anna, she's got smelly knickers, and who the hell is George Richards? There's another geezer called Leg Puppy, and Anonymous, he loves a Manchester girlie. Street soldiers, they play hangman, and then there's poison someone drank. Matt licks gooch, Weenie saves lives. Chloe's got crabs, could all be lies. And then I hear about Rainey Miller and that Fleetwood Mac should be Prime Minister, which probably won't be a bad thing. There's another geezer called Fitzpatrick. He shagged 3 girls, so he scored a hat-trick. Jasper Wills was getting crapped and I'm pissing me pants at a porcelain trap. So wear a hat, get ahead. 2-story glory where prayers are met. Plastered posters, ceasters free, subliminal message at toilet needs. Well, this is the Pier Act in its glory. Urinals cubicles are telling stories. If any of you lot feel left out, just head to the lavvy and write out loud. Okay, that's that one's done. So at this point, I'm just going to like to say thank you very much for the Vale and Global Groove for having me over here. Also, check me out if you will, Leon the Pig Farmer. And I've got another page called The Dirt, which is on Facebook, but I'm on Twitter and Insta as well as Leon. But yeah, have a look at Bandcamp 71. It's got 1 EP, and the second one is going to drop in next Monday on the 4th. So yeah, and there's a discount code at the moment, 25% off or something. So there's me plug-in done. It's if you put in Spread the Dirt. But yeah, hi to everyone I know. This has been Ace. What am I on now? 34 minutes. So I'm just going to do a couple more. First of all, I'm going to do Toy Soldiers and Power Junkie, and then I'm going to finish off with one called Day Tripper, which is about observing people at festivals which have clearly enjoying themselves. So yeah, this one's Toy Soldiers, and it goes out to any of my old army mates from years back. Hope you're all doing all right wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, and yeah, we'll get through all this lockdown together, won't we? Bang, bang, you're dead. It was games as kids cause none of us read. Bang, bang, you're dead. Toy guns and no one bled. Bang, bang, you're dead. Plastic guns, then it ain't much fun. Bang, bang, you're dead. Cowboys and Indians, potato spread. And bang, bang, you're dead. Cops are robbers, some mimic feds. Because it was bang, bang. In Angola, there was guns pointed at me head and it's gone too far. Banging in Kigali, there was corpses scattered and slaughtered that I see. Banging in Armagh, yeah, my mate got sniped from afar. And banging no more, the mortars dropped and I shook to the floor. And then banging in my head as I sweat profusely in my bed. And banging on the door, the doctor's surgery, the chemist toured. There's banging on the streets. It's in their veins, they admit defeat. Banging another door. Yeah, the publicans, I fell to the floor. And banging on a tent peg. There's some living rough with just one leg. So I want to bang on politicians. I think you need to revise your mission. Servicemen are going in Salem. That's on top of being maimed. There's plenty more now in public sector. Think your message is getting better. Civvy Street, 30,000 more. And they're queuing up at St. Peter's door. So sort your shit. Get a grip. There's fuckers dying. You're not equipped. So less of being a power junkie. Because you dwell in your ivory towers and you try to apportion blame. You thrive on a sense of power and you never feel no shame. You're tied to political societies, detached from pledge and plea. Sincerity and support is blasphemy. You got no thoughts for others' needs. And you hide behind the protocol and you don't defend the masses. You're protecting one's agenda and you deprive the working classes. The blinkered ideals, priorities broke while ascending shaky stairs. Because that seat's no throne. It's an effing joke. So don't tell me that you care. So when you cast your judgment, ignoring reason and pain, your thoughts weren't spared for everyone's lament because you had naught to gain. We're cast off to recycle, to reinvent, rework, restyle. But if you ask for my assistance now, I'm going to run a mile. You see, now that I've got your attention, what about those with feline lives? Or those you brush under the carpet? Why is it me that gets your knives? Because it's partly your fault that I'm sat here. No thought for my psycho sanity. Flogged. Bled for TV slot so you can feast and feed on the vanity. Thank you. This one is going to be my last one and it's called Day Tripper. So hats off to any of my mates that are looking in and yeah, stay safe everyone and maybe see some of you soon when we go live somewhere in some venue in Manchester or the north or wherever. But yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for everyone for listening. This is Day Tripper. Drop the bass or a naked lady. The party people are in their heyday. Let it settle, build it up, and build a bridge for a spirograph look. See, the acid starts to take its toll. They're in comfort blankets of fig rolls. Another in his full transition, a pinpointed gurning disposition. So they dive in a squid with stars above. They're into a quarry to rock with love. Punk flamingos on a gated door. Western saloon shot to the floor. Colour paper, blotted party, the shades in rain, it's only started. Bouncy castle, rainbow waves, sod tomorrow because they're here today. And she's hugging a post I can see to lock her down. She's on a Zeppelin ride into the clouds. Fact 51, long gone but strong, but this is their true swan song. So they dive in a squid with stars above. They're into a quarry to rock with love. Punk flamingos on a gated door, Western saloon shot to the floor. So off you pop, you double dropper, bouncing on that space hopper. Juicy Lucy, starburst bomb, joining dots to right from wrong. They're off to meet the crazy act, because Wonderland, it just got better. Tiny heads on normal people, but I ain't judging, because this is their church, and it is their steeple. Thank you very much, people, for listening. The numbers have been going up. Seen some decent comments. Thank you very much again. Thanks everyone for having me. I'm Leon the Pig Farmer. Good night.